Absolute Ricky Starks talks his frustration with his continued AEW absence, when he started not getting called by AEW, if he thinks he's being punished. He's also opened the lid on that controversial back and forth with Adam Copeland on AEW Collision. Could he end up in WWE? Well, what we do know is that he's still under contract with All Elite Wrestling until spring/summer of 2025. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with former AEW World Tag Team Champion Absolute Ricky Starks, who has not appeared on AEW programming since March of this year. He recently reappeared on the indie scene at a GCW event over the weekend and was also spotted backstage at Full Gear in Newark, New Jersey. But we still have yet to see the former FTW champion back on AEW television. In a brand new interview with Chris Van Vliet, he has opened up on several topics: his AEW future, his absence, if he could end up in WWE. Let's first begin with just what is his current AEW status right now. Here is what Ricky Starks had to say.
Where are things at now? We haven't seen you in AEW since March. Oh, there's another sip.
March was my last match. I've been home. I've been healthy. Never was injured. I did have a stinger. I got a stinger in that match against Top Flight in March. And I got immediately checked out and everything was fine. But I was just, concerned at the time. And so that happened. And then I was just home. And that's kind of, where it's been at. I've just been home. And it's a mind fuck because, I'm in my prime. And it sucks when you're on such a momentum, riding the wave and doing work and doing stuff, and then to just be at home for so long, you're kind of like, whoa. It throws it off,
You don't want to be at home.
No, I'm not. I am not meant to be at home. I'm not meant to be a homebody in this current phase in my life. I'm not meant to be just chilling at home, and doing not the thing that I've been busting my ass to do for the past 13 years.
So are you still under contract with AEW?
Yeah.
But you're just not being used? But you'd like to be used. You want to wrestle. What's going on?
Beats me. I could have 1,000 theories about what's really going on. The fact of the matter is that if I don't have a definitive answer, I can't just make up an answer for people and just assume. You know what I'm saying? Would I love to know the exact reason? For sure. Do I have speculations about why? Absolutely. But that does nothing to speak on things that I speculate does nothing for the situation, right? So I think it's just a matter of, it sucks. It's been a very cold day here in Austin. It's been a very cold day. It may have been cold for the past 9 months. I'm not sure. But thankfully, I have a sweater and I'm always ready to keep the warmth going,
Now, when it comes to his current AEW status contractually, we've got more details on this. According to Sean Rossap of Fightful Select, Ricky Starks hasn't been used on AEW television, but he is still under contract. Now, Starks recently appeared at Glory Pro Wrestling, ending a wrestling absence of over 6 months, as well as I mentioned, GCW, where he said he was being frozen. It's led to questions regarding his status in AEW, as well as his wrestling future in general. Now, Starks himself hasn't been injured. He has been cleared to compete, but he hasn't been at recent AEW shows outside of Full Gear this past weekend since this absence started. Now, those that Fightful spoke to say he hasn't been factored into much of any pitches or creative since then, but he remains under contract. Now, Fightful have been told that his presence backstage at Full Gear was welcomed. Fightful Select learned via numerous AEW sources that AEW had an option year in the spring of 2024 in which they picked up. This extends Ricky Stark's stay into the spring or summer of 2025. Those that Fightful spoke to said that prior to the option being picked up, he was hoping to test the open market. Thus far, Fightful say they've not learned of any plans involving AEW and Ricky Starks. Now, going back to the interview with Chris Van Vliet, he was asked, when did he start to realize that just he wasn't getting called on to come back to AEW television? Here's what the former AEW World Tag Team Champion had to say.
You wrestle that match, and then you don't work again a week later, and then a week after that. When do you start to realize, oh, I'm not getting called here?
I mean, geez, I don't think there's ever an exact moment where I'm like, oh wow, okay. I kind of just, figured it out. I have been working out, obviously maintaining my shape, being in the ring still. I have been traveling and doing that stuff, right? Because that's what I can control. Of course, I have an indie date coming up November 24th. And so, I'm doing that, obviously. But yeah, just it's such a mind fuck for me because I am capable. I am of sound body and mind. And you have to be careful about what you say because things get spun so quickly, and it's not right that certain people will believe this stuff, especially the people that you even work with. The people that's in your industry will believe the stuff that a small rumor just sprouts up online. It's kind of wild.
Now, given the fact that he's very close friends with Cody Rhodes, once formerly an AEW Executive Vice President, now in WWE, the undisputed WWE Champion, and also given the fact that Ricky Starks was a central player in CM Punk's version of AEW Collision when the program debuted in June of 2023, some are suggesting or questioning if Ricky Starks is being punished for his allegiances. Of course, when it comes to Cody, he was backstage with Cody Rhodes when he returned to the Royal Rumble back in January of 2023. Ricky Starks was also at WrestleMania 40 inside a box, watching his friend win the undisputed WWE Championship from Roman Reigns. So the question is, does he think he's being punished by All Elite Wrestling?
You feel like you're being punished in some sort of way?
No, I don't think that. I don't think that's ever crossed my mind of like you being punished. Because that wouldn't serve me at all to think like that.
Yeah.
Right? I would be depressed and like angry. That wouldn't serve me.
So he doesn't think he's being punished. Now, on Collision, a viral segment, and a segment that still gets talked about today, is when Ricky Starks had a back and forth with the former WWE superstar Edge, now, of course, going by his real name as Adam Copeland in All Elite Wrestling. There was a back and forth where it looked like both of the talent went off script and were saying things that weren't pre-planned, some jabs at each other. It looked like Adam Copeland was particularly frustrated or annoyed at the time, and he called Ricky Starks some name. And when asked about the segment and the back and forth in general, Ricky Starks had some interesting things to say about just what happened that evening.
Because Adam Copeland hit you with one too. He hit you with, you ripped off The Rock.
He did. You know what he called me? Do you remember?
A vanilla midget.
He called me a vanilla midget Rock ripoff. And that one, that clip goes viral all the time. And it's so funny because at the end of it, I wanted to say more. But if you see me smile and say, well, that really sent me over the edge.
And the fans like that.
Yeah. I only did that because I knew that this was about to get off track. Here's the thing about that. You might as well call me a great heel. And I even hate saying and talking like this, but you might as well call me a great heel because I got somebody so flustered on live TV that they stumbled and stuttered their way into one of the worst insults that you could say. That's so, passe. It's so 2000s. A vanilla midget. I could have hit him with the, I'm black, you idiot, but I didn't at the time. You know what I'm saying? I could have did that. I didn't. Personally, out of all that, I don't think that Ricky Starks came out of that looking very bad. You know what I'm saying? I think it wasn't me that looked bad in that whole situation. And so it is what it is. The funny thing is people say AEW, that's where all the unscripted promos are. And then someone was like, Ricky went off a script. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. How? What did I do? You know what I'm saying? I didn't do anything. So, Yeah, what a great promo that was, right?
Sounds like both of you guys went off script.
There's no how. There's no script. There was no script. Ricky Starks and a script, or Ricky Starks going off a script. How is that possible if there's no script to begin with, so to speak? I didn't say anything crazy. I just called someone bug eyes. What's wrong with that? That's like, how is that any different than someone calling someone fat?
Yeah.
Is it different, guys? Am I missing the point here? If anything, bug eyes, that's, if we had to do it on the tier group, it's very like F tier. It's not even S tier. You know what I'm saying? Like
F tier.
There's like tier groups that you can do. You got to be hip, man.
I'm not hip enough, I guess.
You gotta be hip.
I don't know that one.
The point is that I can't be eaten up on the promo. Come on. Come on. Let's be real.
Now, when it comes to his time on Collision, for a period of time, certainly last year, he was pretty much exclusive to that show. This was during the time that CM Punk was still with All Elite Wrestling, and Ricky Starks and CM Punk were involved in the feud. Of course, Ricky Starks defeated CM Punk to win the 2023 Men's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament, and he was set to face off against Punk at All Out last year. But of course, CM Punk then got in the backstage altercation involving Jack Perry at All In. He was fired a week later, and they had to scramble and have Ricky Starks face off against Bryan Danielson in a strap match instead. Now, one natural kind of question when it comes to Ricky Starks' status in All Elite Wrestling was Punk's exit from AEW something that changed a lot of Ricky Starks' plans moving forward and a possible push in terms of a singles competition for Starks in AEW? Here's what he had to say when it comes to Punk's exit and if that changed plans for him in the company.
How much did things change after CM Punk left? Because you're supposed to work a match with him at All Out.
All Out, yeah. I don't know. I definitely think it changed for sure. Because I don't know what that was going to entail, so to speak. But yeah, it definitely did. It did change up some stuff.
Now, it changed up some stuff, and certainly many are assuming and thinking that when Ricky Starks is able to do so, he could end up in WWE. He's got people there certainly that would vouch for him. He's a very talented wrestler. In addition to that, one of his close friends, Cody Rhodes, is the undisputed WWE champion. Another guy, CM Punk, as I mentioned, was clearly an advocate for Starks during their time on AEW Collision, working together at the time. And as Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select has also pointed out in this report today, previously, it looked like Starks' contract was set to expire in the spring of this year. AEW have picked up the option year, and those that Fightful spoke to said that prior to picking this option year up, Starks was hoping to test the open market, and several people have put the accusation towards Ricky Starks that he's one of several AEW talents that's naturally just kind of waiting for their AEW contract to expire before they can sign with WWE. This was something that Chris Van Vliet brings up in the interview, saying that the kind of discussion and rumor online is that many expect Starks to end up in WWE once he's contractually able to do so. Is that another reason why he's being frozen out of All Elite Wrestling by those in charge right now?
I think the assumption from people online, because you're friends with Cody, is you're going to end up in WWE at some point.
I could end up anywhere, actually. Like that's so crazy that, you know, it's not. Let me phrase that. It's not crazy. I understand it. I definitely get it. Like, you know, you just go where your friends are. Yes, I love my friends. I would like to always see them every day in my life, whether they come to me or whatever the case may be, right? That's just how it is in life. You have people that you are cool with, and you're always gonna have people say like, well, you're gonna do that because of this person. It's like, well, damn, yeah, you know, I can't act on my own accord.
I guess it's a matter now of like, where do you go? Right? Is it more indie bookings? Is that what it is?
I don't know. Like, I feel like any answer I give is not gonna be sufficient enough for anybody.
Then maybe it's just watch and see.
Yeah, that's really it. And I think people have been watching me long enough that if you continue to watch me, then it will turn out good. Obviously, I have my hopes of what I want out of my life, and that's what really matters. But yeah, one thing about me, man, I've never strayed away from working hard.
Yeah,
and I will be damned if I have anyone put that into question. That's insane. I have worked tremendously hard, tirelessly hard since 2020 in AEW. And then even before AEW, I've worked hard as well. Even at NWA. There's no one at NWA that would tell you that I was a lazy worker. Ask Nick Aldis. Ask Billy Corgan. Ask Eddie Kingston. Ask LA Knight.
Now, in the absence of information, when someone is absent, of course, social media does what social media does, and that's create rumors. And there have been rumors suggesting there are other reasons for the absence of Ricky Starks from AEW, including some suggesting he might have been involved in an incident in Canada, a drunken arrest, something like that. Well, Starks was very quick to quash those rumors and say they're not true.
You'll never find it. It's unheard of. So if anyone ever says that I'm difficult to deal with, that I'm lazy, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I was an alcoholic and got arrested in Canada.
What?
It's all lies. You didn't hear that. Man, you got to be more online.
I'm Canadian too.
Yeah.
Arrested in my country, huh?
Yeah, they said I beat up your cops and then got thrown in the back of a cop car. Honestly.
What city did this happen in?
Saskatchewan, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Gary.
Gary, Indiana?
Or is it Allen? It's Allen, that's right.
What?
It's a small town. You wouldn't know about it.
In Saskatchewan?
No, it's actually somewhere in Winnipeg, outside of Winnipeg.
Manitoba.
Probably.
That's in Manitoba.
You know it.
No, I know all the provinces.
Well, I've done a lot of tours there, so I know them as well.
But just for the record, this didn't happen.
Didn't happen, but I will say I sound like a total badass.
That sounds like it.
I beat up a cop and got arrested and was able to wrestle the following year.
There's definitely some stories, crazy stories about you out there.
Dude, there's been a few crazy stories, and they all come from a place of trying to tear me down.
Trying to tear him down, according to Starks himself. So just what do you make of what Ricky Starks has mentioned across that interview? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.